Welcome to Corruption Chronicles. I'm Debbie Peterson, your host. Joe and Jeannie and Matthew, I really want to thank you for joining us tonight. Here's how this nightmare unfolded, and this is according to the court documents lodged with the court as of March. It's two cases. It's Pleasant versus Presidio and Pleasant versus Coastal Community Builders. It started nearly 5 years ago, October 2021. When Jeannie and her family moved into a new home in the San Luis Ranch Legacy Collection in San Luis Obispo, California. The builders, Coastal Community Builders, who we also refer to as CCB, principal is Gary Grossman. The developer is Presidio. Almost immediately, the Pleasants ran into construction defects. Before long, they were facing a cascade of serious problems: structural instability, water intrusion, code violations, defective plumbing, toxic mold, and other health hazards, many of which posed an immediate risk to life and safety. They wrote to CCB identifying bowing walls, cracks in drywall, misaligned trim, and water intrusion near door jambs. For the next 2.5 years, they submitted more than a dozen separate written notices and service requests to CCB documenting newly discovered or worsening defects. CCB responded with endless delays, poor workmanship, and utter disregard for the family's well-being. They sent out subcontractors on a rotating basis to inspect and make mostly cosmetic repairs by patching or repainting. But the repairs failed to address the underlying causes of the problems, such as improper structural framing, excessive soil settlement, and poor drainage. February 2022, CCB had gone out to remove some drywall in the garage ceiling to investigate a sagging balcony above the garage, but they performed no structural work. The issue got worse and worse and started to show visible deflection. In April 2022, the Pleasant family reported leaking windows and water pooling on the patio outside the primary bedroom. CCB briefly evaluated the issue, but despite multiple follow-up emails from the Pleasants throughout the summer and fall of 2022, did not regrade or install adequate drainage. In June 2022, CCB gave the Pleasants an investigative report concluding, and I quote, "Your property appears to not suffer from any structural deficiencies," unquote. For the bad actions of Presidio, Grossman, Coastal Community Builders, and their attorneys, Newmeyer and Dillon, continued into the court system. CCB continued the same pattern of concealing rather than addressing the underlying construction failure. Finally, in April 2025, as a last resort, Jeannie and Matthew and their 2 adult children filed a case against CCB requesting a jury trial. CCB's acts are unlawful, unfair, and fraudulent business practices from which the Pleasants suffered harm. Now, this is one I really want you guys to listen to. I've been listening to a whole bunch of stuff because there's so much I want people to hear it all. But here's the warning in the case that must be heeded by the cities approving the CCB's many developments, by potential buyers, by the court, by Presidio and CCB, who must now protect the public. And here it is. The unlawful, unfair, and fraudulent business practices described herein will persist and/or recur unless and until an injunction is issued by the court. Buyers beware.